Morning, everybody. Tobin here with you. Thank you for checking out the channel. Hope everybody slept okay. I know I didn't. Miami Heat, of course, tough loss yesterday in the play-in game to the 76ers, but probably even a tougher loss in the midst of that. It looks like Jimmy Butler, as we suspected when we were doing yesterday's recap. Mind you, I do that like game ends, usually for road games, unless something real critical happens, and it's a national game. It's tough to see if they have media or whatnot. They usually just hop right on here. But as was suspected with his absence in the last minute or so of that game, Jimmy Butler's knee just couldn't take anymore, and it looked real bad. It looked real bad as he. It was said yesterday by reporters that he was put in a protective sleeve. There was a video from Yahoo Sports that had him, leaving the arena, and no bueno. Like, that looks like a really bad limp as he leaves the arena with his agent. And you have to have, pretty big doubt that he is going to be out for not just this final play-in game, which is coming up on Friday against Chicago Bulls, who did work against the Atlanta Hawks yesterday, but then Shams comes out with a report right then thereafter, and it says the Miami Heat star Jimmy Butler feared to have an MCL injury in his knee. Sources tell The Athletic injury could sideline Butler for an indefinite period, MRI to come. So Jimmy Butler is going to get an MRI today. This was him addressing his injury to the media.
It felt me feeling like I couldn't do too much, which sucks. With the timing of the game and everything, but we had a knee tweak, and we'll see what these tests got tomorrow.
Are you expecting to go for an MRI, or is that the next step? And
that's the next step.
Is that a concern once you go for an MRI? That is it? In other words, can you feel it in your body? Does it feel serious? Like, this could be something more, or?
I don't want to jinx it, but I hope that I'm fine. I hope I wake up tomorrow and I can still stick and move, but right now, I can't say that that's the case.
What happened on the play?
I fell and he landed, and my knee just didn't do well, I guess. I don't know, but it's not a good feeling. I can tell you that.
Oh, what happened? I was I was going up for a fast break bucket, and all of a sudden didn't realize that I was at UFC 300, and Edson Barboza was coming after me with a body blow to the with a leg kick right to my knee, right to the chops. What happened? I know Barboza wasn't on UFC 300. I just think of fast kicks. I think of Barboza. I'm lashing out, dude. Man, sucks. And look, I know a lot of people got takes right now. For me, this is not the time for takes, because there's going to be time for that. Like, if the Heat season, obviously without Jimmy Butler, the odds of the Miami Heat doing anything of significance. Look at the way he played in the first half. Where he looked like he had some bearings about him. Like, no, wasn't shooting well, but you could see, like, dude had 4 steals. He was making a defensive impact. He was a menace. And then, they're sticking Maxey on him in the second half because they know the guy can't move. He's a decoy. Maybe can put up a 3 here and there, but he very clearly wasn't himself in the second half. You have a hobbled Jimmy Butler or no Jimmy Butler, on top of the fact that, already don't have really Duncan Robinson, who's healthy. You don't have Terry Rozier. What are you expecting to do against a 1 seed Celtics team unless somebody kidnaps Jason Tatum? So it's a really, really rotten situation. And I think sometimes right after this just happens, you could just be like, damn. And look, no one's going to have sympathy for you because, you look up and down the conference and everybody's had like a severe injury to their star. And I think you just like kind of throw your hands up and you're just like, this sucks. Probably going to be doing a lot of petty watching this summer. I don't really know who to pick. Not the time for that. And now for right now, you see what Miami can do in this play-in game. Can Miami, the way they are, rally? I know there'll be people who just want them to tank on Friday. I'm not of that mindset. Spo is not of that mindset. So if you think they're going to do that, I think you're sorely mistaken. Could they lose anyway? Maybe. But all in all, I'm just super friggin' bummed because, Jimmy Butler has definitely played through stuff before in the playoffs. This looked really, really bad, and it's a knee. And, then you got to start having the calculations like, well, all right, do we put him out there, risk further injury? And then, what if his ACL tears and then he's done for next year? So I just think it's a rotten situation overall. And if this is, the beginning of the end of the Heat season, there's going to be time for autopsy. There's going to be time for, I see this yesterday, like, oh, this is why you don't take the regular season. All right, I get that. But also that literally could have happened in the playoffs too. Like that could have happened in a regular season game. Like a dude flying out of nowhere to land on Jimmy Butler's leg. It's just unfortunate. And some of this stuff is weird. I guess people really I don't know if people just really don't like the Heat or what it is, but I was seeing this weirdo Eddie Johnson who's on NBA Sirius Radio. And you guys can see this. He goes, it's not playoff Jimmy. It's play in Jimmy first. And if he took the regular season serious enough that he would be preparing for a 7-game series instead of watching him limp for 2 quarters and probably in street clothes Friday. I'm like, well, that's a take. That's a take right there from you, Eddie. I mean, here's the thing that's interesting about that, though. If you go to Eddie Johnson's last tweet, this was his tweet about Zion. Tough break for Zion. Pray emoji. He has been amazing and was top shelf tonight. Interesting. Guess I don't really have to comment further on that one, do I? You guys can do with that what you will. When you think I'm crazy about this stuff when it comes to the Miami Heat, when you guys think I'm a loon about this to the Miami Heat, go look at the NBA's national radio host about it. Also, he's a Suns broadcaster, or was. I wouldn't blame if they replaced him. But that's something. That's something. It's your fault you got hurt. Oh, Zion. Oh, poor Zion. Tough break, Zion. And by the way, tough break for Zion. That sucks what happened to Zion. I'm not celebrating Zion. I just think it's a weirdo behavior to be sitting here being like, oh, tough break for Zion. And then Jimmy Butler's like, your fault you got hurt. You bum. Huh? What? All right. Here's some more Jimmy.
Was there a thought of not finishing the game?
Honestly, I thought the adrenaline would kick back in and I would be able to move, and it just wasn't the case. I wasn't able to do anything on either side of the ball, and I think I hurt us more than I helped us, actually.
Yeah, and you can see by the end of it, they had Jimmy Butler. I mean, he was completely out of the game for these weird inbounds plays, knowing that he couldn't stick. You can see the play. I think he's probably referred to as Kelly Oubre, trying to battle him off. But look, Jimmy did that against the Knicks, where he was basically a decoy out there. The game where Josh Hart rolled up on his ankle, he was able to, basically play possum the entire time. Sit in the corner and be a threat there, or you have to think about him. But overall, just severely disappointing that this goes down. I don't understand how anybody could really have any other take than you feel rotten for Jimmy, you feel bad for the team, because they were playing well. You can't deny that. I mean, they came out of this game, they play well. Did the Sixers also play bad? Yeah, well, I'll give you that. Yeah, the Sixers were also probably had a hand in playing a really poor first half. As I said in my recap, I didn't think the Miami Heat had it in the bag, but certainly in the second half where you don't have Jimmy Butler, Bam's got to do what he does against Joel Embiid. Somebody's got to take that. It's basically all Tyler Jaime, and that's it. And of course, Caleb Martin having a really rough third quarter. You don't have your stars. It's tough to win. It's tough to win, even not to have them really draw attention from the team anymore. They noticed it by the middle of the game of where he was at.
Nothing. But we do have to take this a step at a time. I don't even think we know who we play yet. But we're going to have to do something difficult. in order to win, we got to do what we haven't done all year on our home floor and really take care of it, really dominate. And I know the group of guys that we got, we can do it, and I know we will do it.
What kind of, they kind of took over in the fourth? What kind of led to the kind of toward the end there get that advantage and get this game? What was the key for them in terms of being able to do that?
One of our best players was nicked up.
How tough was it?
That was Frosty. The look that he gives him too is just like, what do you think about that? It's like, oh, I couldn't play. What do you think? Oh, what had to do with that? Well, I was basically just jogging. I was just trying to basically reach the final horn on this. Sucks.